How's it going, guys? Cody, we're back again. We're dropping yet another video. Right, guys, anyone that's watched them lives, I wasn't at my best. This is like about half an hour, 45 minutes later. Them lives, I don't really see the point. People hit me up and say, Cody, jump on a live, bro. We like them, right? It's cool interacting with subscribers and everything. So yeah, I'm sorry that there's no form to them. There's no direction. There's no subject matter. Yeah, so it is a bit what it is. It's not the best. Anyway, guys, gonna freestyle this video. I'm gonna talk about my time in prison. Now, for those that don't know, I've been to prison 3 times. Not a prison expert. Never have been a prison expert. I've been through the system, like thousands and thousands of others. And I'm just gonna take you on my journey through my time in prison. I've only been in 2 prisons over 3 stretches. My prison experiences are somewhat limited. That's me being honest. But prison is prison. And like I said, I didn't go through dispersal. I wasn't Cat A'd off. I didn't get my Cat C. I didn't get my Cat D. But I've been in Strangeways and I've been in Forest Bank as well. So yeah, so when I first went to prison, right, I got hustled into prison. I think, if I remember, mine says correctly, I was arrested on the 6th of December 2013. Former friends, turned police informers, grasses, snitches, whatever you want to call it, that had been colluding with the police, said that they'd had 4 threatening phone calls or something. And apparently one of these calls was attributed to be made by me. Now, of these 4 calls, right, that were allegedly made, 3 were allegedly recorded. The one that I was alleged to have made wasn't recorded. They had dictaphones on the phone, they had recording devices, they had recording apps on the mobile phones, the house was under surveillance, they had police protection, they had a CCTV camera outside the house, right? So they alleged that I rang them for 20 seconds through a fake Irish accent, and I was arrested about 3:05 in the afternoon. I was conveyed to, I can't remember which police station I was taken to, but I was taken to a police station. I was arrested, questioned, and charged in the space of 11 hours and 50 something minutes, with no evidence, no corroborating evidence, no forensics, no DNA. What I'm saying about DNA is it was witness intimidation, and the phone box where this call was allegedly made was forensically and DNA examined. There was no forensic or link between there and me. There was no cell site of my phone being in the area. In layman's terms, guys, it was a malicious prosecution. So I was arrested on the Saturday afternoon, questioned and charged at 3 o'clock in the morning with no evidence. People might think, well, you've got to have evidence. No, you haven't. Holding charge. The police wanted me off the streets. Dominic Noonan was my co-defendant. When I was arrested, the police was giving me every option. Cody, listen, if this wasn't you, if you'd done this under duress, you tell us who's made them calls. We will arrest them. You can walk. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not a grass. Mouth shut. No comment. Dropped a prepared statement denying the allegation. Said I was at home. I lived on my own at my old flat, so I couldn't. I had no witness to say that I was there or anything. No, but it was for the police to prove that I wasn't at home, that I committed this offence, or they think. So anyway, so I was arrested, questioned, and charged. Went no comment. They said, "Look, Cody, listen. If you tell us who's done it, you'll walk, and we'll get the people." No comment. Right. So I ended up being charged, kept in the police station till the Monday morning. Monday morning, they come and get me, get handcuffed to a screw, get put on a sweatbox, get taken to Trafford Magistrates. Why Trafford Magistrates Court? The allegation was out of Stretford. That's where these police informers lived. Bam, went to Trafford Mags, right? Sat there and I was like, I'm going home. Right? Go into the cells to speak to my brief. Brief says to me straight up, even if you get bail today, the CPS are going to appeal. You're going to prison tonight. straight up and down. Like, I've not even been in the court at this point. Just telling me, you're going to prison tonight. Pardon me. I'd come close a few times to being remanded into custody. I've been arrested for quite some serious charges, threats to kill, numerous times, witness intimidation, firearms, possession with poison with intent to endanger life. I was raided over cop killer Dale Cregan. I've still got the warrant. It was issued at 1:30 in the morning in August of 2000 and I want to say 12 off the top of my head. So I'd been arrested for GBH, Section 18, Section 20, wounding without intent, Section 18, wounding with intent, firearms, drugs, fucking everything you can imagine I've been arrested for. Violence, assault on police, fucking offensive weapons. And I'd never been to jail for those things, not because I'm a grass, not because I was some master criminal, right? But simply because when you were preparing to commit crime, you prepare. You don't have a mobile phone off you. You've got to be forensically and digitally aware. You can't have phones on you that's banging off cell sites left, right, and centre. Balaclava, gloves, escape thing, in and out, plan A, B, and C, D, E if you need to. That's if it's not on a spare at the moment. That's if it's a planned thing, whatever you're up to, whatever that might be. So I was just good at what I was up to. It's as simple as that. That's not being cocky or arrogant. It just is what it is. So I was like, right, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to go to jail, did I? Fuck, especially not on a hustle, on a fucking bullshit charge. So I've gone up into the dock. I'm going to be very honest with you now. I stood up. The judges are all like these three judges. Crown Magistrates Court's a Mickey Mouse court, simple as that. The judge is not actually legally trained. It's actually the clerk that's legally trained and tells the judges what to sentence you. It's back to front. Never have a trial in a magistrate's court if you can help it. Unless it's like a summary only offence. So anyway, so I've gone up, my legs are like jelly, right? I'd hurt a lot of people, right? I'd been on the doors, I'd hurt people for money. And then this prison, this Strangeways prison that had always dominated the tower used to be next to Boddington's and Salford Van Eyre, that dominated the skyline, the big chimney. This prison there, I'd been on visits, right? I was now going to the prison. So I've gone up in the dock. The judge just said, yeah, we're going to give you bail. CPS, waive a bit of paper, 48-hour like recall, whatever, get out of prison for 48 hours. So then I was taken downstairs and I was quite flirty with one of these female officers. I said, miss, I said, where do I go from here? She went, right, well, we don't know yet. You could be going anywhere in the north of England at the moment. She said, got to work it out, because obviously people were going back. There was different people from different courts and stuff like that. So they've got to work out who's going where. So I was polite and everything, and she came to me, give me my sandwich, some crisps and a drink, a coffee, three sandwiches or two sandwiches, bag of crisps, I think it was a chocolate bar, a drink, and was like, right, she popped me door and said, right, you're the lucky one. I said, what do you mean lucky? She went, you're going to Strangeways, everyone else is going on to, because you're taking the last place on this Sweatbox, you're going to the Ways, everyone else is going to Armley, and on to Doncaster, if I remember correctly. So I was like, okay. So they come out, they cuff me, then the screws got like a leather band on and a cuff me to them, put me onto the Sweatbox, take the last place. My whole world had come crashing down. I just like, I can't believe, right, of all the things that I've alleged to have done in the past, I'm going to prison on a bullshit charge. I'd not done this thing, and I was like, I was having trouble getting my head around it, but I was like, I'm innocent. But in the back of my mind, Dominic Noonan's my code D. Dominic always used to say to me, if you ever go to prison as my code D, or you're ever in the dock with me as my code D, they're going to throw the book at you. Guilty by association. So I'm in the thing. You never reflect on anything you've ever done in your life, right? To the extent of what you do when you're in a Sweatbox prison van. My world had come crumbling down. I was in an alien world. I'd never been to prison. I was a hardened criminal, you understand? But I'm not going to lie. Was I nervous? Was I anxious? What came that was going to come? Absolutely. I didn't know. So I'm in the thing. I didn't know if I was sharing a cell with fucking 10 people, 5 people, 2 people, on my own. I didn't even know if I had a telly in my cell. That's me being honest. I didn't know anything about IEP status, prison, induction wings, courses. I just knew I didn't want to go to prison. But when you've been involved with crime for so long and you've got away with countless crimes, some very serious crimes, you can't really complain. It's like if you're an Olympic swimmer, you can't get wet and moan about it, you understand? So we're on this Sweatbox, my whole life's come crumbling down. I sat with my head in my hands, like, just couldn't believe it. And then the lads on the Sweatbox, we're going home. Miss, can we go to Mackey's on the way through, on drive-through and all this? And one of the lads opposite me was like, you all right, bro? I was like, fucking hell, bro. I can't just been shafted, bro. Royal. So it was a very, very surreal, that drive. We went to a few other courts, right? But I felt like I was in this Sweatbox for hours. And I had no clothes on me. I didn't pack a bag. I didn't have a chance to pack a bag. I'd been remanded straight from the police station. The police refused me bail. Went up on a bail application. And now here I am on my way to Strangeways prison. So we pull up at the gate at Strangeways, the big silver gate, which I've been past a million times. Driving into a fucking thing. I was like, oh my God. So I came off the Sweatbox, walked in, and he was like, and he proper cunts, right, in reception. I was like, yeah, stand there, take your picture. I said, all right, mate, no worries. I'll just speak to him like that. Said, I'm not your fucking mate. And my brain's like, I'm looking around and thinking, my brain's wanting to smash the fuck out of this guy. I was like, I'm not your fucking mate. Like, don't call me mate and all this shit. Call me sir or boss or gov or... I was like, you fucking arsehole. So I got strip searched, saw the nurse. Being strip searched, guys, it's a new level of embarrassment. You understand? Like, yeah, we've all got pissed up and got our cocks out or fucked about or whatever. But when you're standing there, starbolt naked, lifting your nuts up and spreading your arse cheeks and squatting down, and you've got 2 grown men looking at you with latex gloves on, like, it's a new level of embarrassment. I'd hit a new rock bottom, guys, very much so. So I got me 2-minute phone call, saw the nurse. It was all a bit of a blur. I was just, my anxiety was through the roof because I was like, I've hurt so many people watching me on this fucking wing. Then I went onto the boss chair, strip search, got put into an holding cell with like a big bench thing all the way around, a little fucking urinal as well, and a bog, and a TV on a wall and a case, and yeah, that was it. End up getting some fucking default veg option on the food in this fucking visit thing. Anyway, eventually ends up in the prison, right? So I did induction. Induction's like an introduction to the wing. The induction wing feeds the main wings into the prison. So landed on the induction wing. I was up on the floors with this kid who smoked. Then we swapped wings with another wing. So then A wing became induction. So I moved on to A wing. The whole time was just fucking mental. I was in this prison that I'd heard so much about, and if you stand on the one, which is your ground floor, you can look to your floors, and it was just crazy, man. And the thing is, a year before, a documentary that I was on called At Home with the Noonans, right? It aired on the Crime Investigation channel in April. There was a 6-part series with Dominic and Bugsy and Davey Essex and Lloydie and Mandy and all those people. Babs, who's now dead, thank God. So I was on this I was in this prison, and I've been on this documentary. Now, quite a few people recognise me from this documentary. Even a screw come to unlock me for my first visit and said, "You're Noonan's lad, aren't you?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You're Noonan's minded, aren't you?" And I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "Me and the other screws been talking about it. He was on that documentary, weren't you?" And the thing is, right, I'm 6'3", 6'4", and the top of the scales at the time was probably about 22 stone, right? Not that size counts for anything in prison, you understand. Being a big lad in prison can make you a target. Some prisoners might be intimidated by that. Other prisoners would look and think, I'll take your jaw clean off, mate. It's that sort of world. Pride, male pride, macho, testosterone. It's one of them. But the thing is, I'm not a dickhead, right? And I've been bullied as a kid, and when I'm in this prison, right, I just know that if someone drops it on my toes, you just fight, right? Now, because I wasn't a dickhead in any regard, I'm not a druggie, I'm not a pisshead, I wasn't going to get on the hooch, I wasn't going to get in debt. I was in the middle. I was just a chill kid. As big as I am, I've got this weird thing. I don't want to ever be perceived as a bully, right? So when I'm on the wing, I'm safe with everyone. I got on with the Muslims, I got on with the white kids, I got on with the black kids. I'm safe. But prison's a very cliquey place, right? You understand? Now, Dominic ended up being shipped into the prison. He was up on a bail app from Armley. So he'd been shipped in from Armley. So me and Dominic, he was right opposite me actually on the twos on the induction wing at Strangeways. So I used to knock around with Dominic. Obviously, he was my co-defendant. I got on with everyone. I wasn't a dickhead. I wasn't going to I wasn't a spy said. I wasn't stealing from anybody. So because I was just a normal kid, people were all right with me. If I was all right with them, they was all right with me. Then if you're in prison and you're robbing or you're in debt, you've got to have eyes in the back of your head because someone's going to stripe you, slash you down the face, stab you, shank you, whatever the case may be. Right? It goes on in prison. Hot water and sugar and napalm, stuff like that. So there's so many things that people could do. So it was just one of those things. Now, like I said, I didn't have any issues at all. Really didn't have any issues. I didn't swap words with anyone in there. Oh no, tell a lie. There's a Scouse kid, right? And he kept saying lines from this At Home with the Nooners, this documentary that I'd been on crime investigation. And we was in the library. And I turned around to him. I said, Scouse, I said, if you got something to say, lad, I said, let's have it. Because I'm a very passive kid. I'm not a bully. I don't walk around like thinking I'm a big lump, right? Again, doesn't count for anything. But I don't walk and think I'm fucking Johnny Big Balls, right? I'm just a quiet kid. I keep myself to myself. If people speak to me, I'm polite and respectful. Not in a shitbag way, just that's me. I'm a polite kid. And he kept saying things and that my brain was just like, pop, pop, pop. And then I just lost it. I said, yeah, Scouse. I said, have you got something to say, bro? I said, let's have it. He shut his fucking mouth. I said, listen. I said, I'm a docile, laid-back kid. I said, but if you take me for the dickhead, bro, I said, we'll have it. Right, because I'm quite comfortable fighting. I don't want to fight. It's not my aim. But if someone wants it, they can fucking have it. It's just something like, I don't look for trouble. I never have. Right, but trouble finds me. It's one of them or follows me around. Right, that was it. Anyway, spend a few months on fucking remand. Eventually get released. That's me. End up at Forest Bank on another stretch. Again, Forest Bank was it was a different world to what Strangeways was. Now I went to court on another hearing and was sent to Forest Bank. I was shipped from Strangeways to court to Forest Bank. Landed at Forest Bank, padded up with a lifer, killed his dad with a hammer. Again, I never had any issues. I was the only thing that I would. Like, if someone tried to mug me off, I'd lose my shit and I'd straight away I'd be like, let's fucking fight. But my role on the wing, I was just another prisoner. I wasn't high profile. I wasn't a fucking spy set. I wasn't a thief. I wasn't a deadhead. I was just a laid back kid. I was just, people that speak to me, I'd speak to them. I wouldn't go out my way to make friends. I'm not going to lock myself off and sit in my pad with my world ending. My mental health is a massive thing in prison. Now, when I was in Strangeways, if I can take you back to the Strangeways thing, I had a few bail apps, right? And I kept getting knocked back. And then you only get further bail applications if you get a change in circumstance, right? So my one was, it was threats to kill. Then it was witness intimidation. Witness intimidation became attempted witness intimidation. So yeah, but I kept getting knocked back on bail apps, right, with no evidence, and my brain started to rot, right. I was getting paranoid that my birdie was on the out. Ellie, I was thinking I was accusing her of shagging the fucking postman, the dog, her mates. I lost the plot bad. Paranoia is definitely something that comes with being in prison. We're men. We're more insecure than women anyway. We're more paranoid. A lot of us have had hard lives. We don't trust easy. So that was a thing. So yeah, I wrote a suicide note when I was in Strangeways. I was crying my eyes out, and the girl I was with at the time told my mum, "Do not open that letter." I was in a bad way. I just thought I was going to get jailed, and I was going to get. I think the maximum, if I remember correctly, for witness intimidation was 10 years. So I was like, shit. And then in the back of my mind, I've got Dominic saying, yeah, if you ever in the dock with me, mate, you're going down, guilty by association. So yeah, so anyway, I'm back in Forest Bank. Didn't have an issue, never had any issue there. Sweet. Went back, ended up at Forest Bank on 2 more stretches. On the 3rd and final stretch, I was a cleaner. And yeah, it was just I never had any issues again. Just cleaning, went about my business, went on my visits, writing my letters, single celled off. I was I was Irish when I landed at prison. And then I just used to just keep myself to myself. I'm not a dickhead. I used to gamble because I had money coming in, 50 quid a week. I became enhanced, so I could spend £25.50. I think convicted, if I remember correctly, at Forest Bank. So I was working within the prison, so I get £10.25 wages a week, take £1 off for my television, so £11.25. No, £11.25 down to £10.25 because it took £1 for my telly. Yeah, there was one instance there with Whippy. Whippy is Christopher Partington. He ended up being charged with a load of terrorism, not Muslim extremism or anything like that. Irish republicanism, manuals, bomb manuals, component parts, etc. And Whippy kicked me, pulled my kicks down on the wing in front of a nurse, and I lost my shit. Now, like I said, because I'm a docile kid, I let things slide. But then people think, oh, we can give them an inch and they take a mile. That ain't happening. So, like I said, I could walk around. Back in the day, I used to be like I used to just kick off over small things. But I'm with age, I've mellowed. I've definitely mellowed, right? But prison's a very paranoid place. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head. And if you've got if you're wanted for anything, or someone's put a fucking price on your head, or you're a spy said, or a thief, or you're in debt, people could anyone could target you. Someone puts up the price. It could be a mate of yours who you think's a mate, and he could target you because he's been paid to do a job, money or drugs, tobacco, whatever it might be. Talks. So yeah, but yeah. So Whippy kicked me, and then I said, "Whippy, get in the pad." Right, and I was standing in my pad, right, and I was ready to throw down with him, and the lads were gathering round saying, "Go on, bro, go in," and he didn't want to go in, right, and we didn't speak for a bit, and then we were safe though, me and Whippy. I had a love-hate relationship. He's actually a safe guy. So yeah, so I got on well with him, but like I said, the reason that I had a quiet time wasn't because I was anybody in particular. I'm nobody, but because I'm not a dickhead, because I'm not throwing my weight round, I'm in the middle. And because I wasn't robbing people or grafting, or I wasn't in loads of debt to anyone, I was sweet. I used to get lei, yeah, tobacco. I used to use tobacco as currency, right, from my neighbour who was a cleaner, right. So we were sweet, right. And then I used to gamble on PlayStation 2. I used to play double and everything. Yeah, triple or win, double or nothing, blah blah blah. So I used to gamble. Used to play lottery. And the reason that I gambled was because I could afford to gamble, right? If I lost, I'd say, come on, bro, let's go straight down to the kiosk or the CMS. Bam, 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 put my pin in, what do you want, bro? Yeah, get a couple of tuna, a couple of CMP bars, whatever, noodles, whatever it might be, Rocky bars, whatever. Sweet. So I used to gamble, but I could pay my debt straight away because I was sweet. Or I'd have a load of shit under my box, or I'd owe someone like I'd borrow ½ ounce of tobacco, and I'd have to give... I'd say, right, I'll gamble you ½ ounce of tobacco. I don't even smoke, right? If you're gambling ½ ounce and you lose, you got to give me an ounce back. So I'd go to my neighbour Ned, I'd say, bro, throw us a fucking ounce. I say, I'll sort you out. Bam, go to the kid, I say, there's an ounce, bro. There's some burn. Sweet. So the reason that I didn't have issues in prison, right, was because, like I've alluded to, I wasn't a bully boy, right? And I wasn't a spice head or a druggie or things like that. So, because I'm just an ODC, ordinary decent criminal, right? I was sweet. I had no issues, nothing to do with my size or lack of I'm a big lad, but again, that doesn't count for anything in prison. I'm a laid back kid. I didn't have any issues. So that's why it's a bit of a boring video, truth be told. I'm just thinking I've wasted 25 minutes. Bit of a boring video, but this was my time in prison, guys. How I found it and stuff. Struggle with mental health and everything. Had me ups and me downs, me good days, me bad days. Morale boosters, letters, photographs, email a prisoner, visits, canteen days. Gonna leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think of the video. If anyone wants to come on the channel, send me your videos. My number will be on the screen. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.